Hey guys, welcome back. So I'm doing a live question and answer today. If you're just joining me, I'm doing a live question and answer, and I suck at these. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not very good at live because I just am not, and I'm not sure how great my internet is. So what I'm going to do is see if I can find you guys. See if I can get into here so I can answer some of your questions. But earlier this week, I posted, hello, oh my gosh, hi you guys. So hopefully I'm not a little laggy. I might be. I'm looking at it now and it looks like it's being a little laggy here. But so I'm going to go ahead and answer any questions that you have. Oh my gosh, there's so many of you. Hello. So earlier this week, I posted some I asked for questions on my Facebook page. So if you haven't already, go like my Facebook page. I'll put the link to that below, but you can just search ClutterBug, and it's on there. And I had 83 questions, some of which were extremely personal. I'm not going to answer all 83, but I am going to answer some of these. So a lot of you asked about my weight loss journey. As you can tell, I've gained it all back and then some. No sound. Okay, so is there sound? Answer me if you hear sound. Some of you are saying no sound. You know what? It's my internet connection. I live in Canada. You see, we're in the boonies up here. So my internet's not the best, which is why I don't do live videos very often. Oh my gosh, there's so many of you and it's going so fast. I can't even. So I'm going to answer some of your question and answers. The most asked question was about my weight loss, which I have gained all back and then some. So if you guys didn't know, back in April last year, not this last April, the April before, I did a weight loss thing where I had shakes for 3 months and I lost 40 pounds. And then I was like, this sucks. I want food again. And so I ate all the food and I gained 50 back. So that's not good. So that's what's going on with my weight loss journey. Thank you for asking. I'm the biggest I've ever been. More than when I was 9 months pregnant with Milo. That's not good. But maybe I'll give up carbs or maybe I won't. But anyways, we're moving on. Okay, so Rhonda asked, all your various mom entrepreneurs' responsibility, do they keep you isolated? And how do you feel about said isolation? I'm pretty isolated, to be completely honest. I don't get out a lot. I don't have a lot of like girlfriends, mostly because people think I'm weird or I think they're weird. People and I don't really get along. And I live like an hour away from friends and family that I grew up with, which an hour doesn't seem like a lot, but I'm lazy and it's a thing to go visit people. So I don't make an effort when I should. So some people have no sound. Monica, you tell me to eat clean. I should eat clean. So I am isolated. I'm extremely isolated and I don't really socialize with people well. And I think the longer I go, never leaving my house and socializing, the worse I get at socializing. So my social awkwardness and anxiety is just like amplified. By the time I'm 60, I'm going to be like crazy, I think. I'm going to be so crazy. So a lot of you have sound. Awesome. That's awesome. So that's the whole thing. How's the new book going? Okay, Lindsay wants to know how the new book's going. It's not going great, to be completely honest with you. And I have the first chapter done, though, the introduction and the first chapter. And tomorrow the kids are at Grandma's house, so I'm writing all day. And I should hopefully get a lot of that chapter done. A lot of it's actually like printables, but like tear out sheets. So I have to design those, but I don't have to do the design work, which is awesome. So I just have to sort of like give a rough draft of what I want them to look like or use the ones I already have. And their design team is going to make them pretty. So it's a lot less writing because it's more like a workbook, which is good because otherwise I would new get that done. Who could write a book in 2 months? No one. That's crazy pants. So we're moving on to questions. How's the weight loss journey? Listen, Andrea, stop asking me about the weight loss. The weight loss journey. Okay. Weight loss. Listen, you people. Oh, Mike. Okay. Mike asked, well, it's not really Mike, it's Sarah. Sarah, you need to get your own Facebook account. She asked about rap music and what rap music I like. You know what? I love rap music. I do. And I think my favorite is Eminem. Actually, I like old school too, like old school hip hop from the 90s. And that is what I listen to in the car. A lot of it is probably not appropriate for my children. Sorry. So I don't always listen to that in the car, but when they're not with me, I like blare it and it's hilarious. And my poor neighbors, because I sometimes when I come home, I'll finish the song, you know, and it'll be super like in my minivan with my blaring, I call it ghetto rap music. And so anyways, okay, so I'm gonna go back and pick one of your questions now. Oh my gosh, this chat's crazy pants, you guys. It's crazy pants. Okay, what helps motivate me to clean and organize? You know, this channel motivates me. Yeah, this channel motivates me. But you know what also motivates me is the horrible feeling that I get when somebody stops by unannounced and the house looks like super jacked up. So even though no one ever comes over, let's be honest, I live in complete isolation, but there are occasions when people stop by. So sometimes when the house starts to get really bad, I'll like play pretend with myself and I'll be like, what if your mother comes over, Cass? What if your mother stopped by today and saw this disaster? And then I start cleaning like my mom's coming over. And we call her like the queen. So when she's coming over, it's like white glove everything because my mom's super, super clean freak. And so that's like a weird way that I motivate myself. Like I pretend that people are coming over even though no one does, which sounds really sad when I say it out loud. But that's a really way that I motivate myself. I also like it better when it's clean. So I feel better about my home. I feel better about myself. If when I'm feeling like really crappy and I'm like, oh, just like, you know, whatever, I'm hating on myself. If I have a clean house, it's the one thing I can do in like, you know, a half an hour to an hour and I feel better. I'm not going to run on a treadmill for 20 minutes and feel better because I'm going to look the same. I'm not going to eat a banana instead of the muffin and I'll still look the same. You know, it's just like, it's the thing you can do and have an immediate impact, an immediate result that can make you happy and you feel like you've accomplished something. So that's probably why I clean as much as I do. Eminem's your favorite, Monica, too. Yeah. Okay. Kristen on a budget asked, would I ever do a day in the life video? And I have done them in the past, but let me tell you, they are a ton of work. And daily vloggers, man, I give them so much credit because in a day in the life video, you literally have to like carry around your camera and video yourself throughout your day. And I'll show you my camera. I just have like an SLR camera, but it's freaking heavy. So I'm like, you know, I don't know what they do. And I have a little flip out, but you'd have to like carry this around with you all day and then you have to edit it. So you'd have like, I don't know, 10 hours of video that you have to edit down into like a 6 to 10 minute thing. It's a whole day. Like it's a day's worth of work or more to make one video. So I don't do it often because I'm lazy. And that's just like ridiculous amount of work for one video. Okay. Amy says that people ask who's coming over when she cleans the house. Yep, it's a good motivator, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to find another question here on Facebook. What meals do you cook for breakfast during the school year? Does cereal count as cooking a meal? There's a lot of cereal. You know, my kids get their own breakfast usually, and the girls can make Eggos and they make their brother Eggos. And on the weekend, I will make like French toast or pancakes or bacon and eggs. But during the week, man, mommy doesn't make breakfast. Does that make me a bad parent? I don't care. They can get their own cereal. So that's generally, oh yeah, or toast. A lot of toast in this house. A lot of Eggos. All the unhealthy stuff. All the things that are going to give them diabetes. That's what we have for breakfast. Stop it. Asking me. Okay. Okay, so somebody asked about finances and my finances. That's a really personal question, but I'll give you a breakdown. It's Lisa Ann. She asked about financial decluttering and just overall getting your financials in order. We're like weirdos in that my husband is really good at finances. So we were broke for a long time. When I was 26, 27, we just had our first baby. We weren't making a lot of money. We had just bought our first house, our first vehicle together. We didn't have a lot of money left over, but still we saved 10% of everything we made. We had to save 10%. There were times where we were eating like a can of tuna and Kraft dinner until the next paycheck. And we had all this money in savings, but we did not touch it. And we like lived our life like that. And it was a great way to do it because we slowly over time were able to save enough of a nest egg to feel like if somebody lost their job or something horrible happened, we'd be okay. And having that financial security, it just relieves so much stress. So we also never use credit. We do, but we never like, you know what I mean? We don't have, you know what I'm saying? We always pay it off each month. So we don't, even though we're like, we need new furniture, we just go without, or we buy used or something like that. So we can have financial freedom. And over time, I'm almost 40, over time, those little tips, those two things basically have given us the ability to be in a position where we no longer have to worry about money. So if you're young and you're watching this, don't use credit cards unless like you can pay it off that month. Don't use credit. Credit's bad. And try to save 10%. Like pay yourself first. So as soon as you get the paycheck, put 10% of that paycheck away into a savings account and don't touch it. You will thank me one day. There you go. How much time do you spend cleaning your house? I get asked this question all the time. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It's probably more than I think I do because I do a morning cleaning routine after breakfast every day. I clean the kitchen and I like do like maybe a quick dust or something like that. And then I do a nighttime routine every night, which is about 15 to 20 minutes. But then during the day, sometimes I'll just like pick stuff up as I'm walking around. Like if I'm going to one room, I'll put something away or you know what I mean? So I want to say less than an hour a day. But if you count all the little times where I'm picking up as I go or cleaning as I go, who knows? It could be way more than that. But actual like cleaning time, like scrubbing or whatever is definitely probably 45 minutes a day is what I spend. Okay, Joy's like, I'm the same way with breakfast during the week. Yes. Who has time? What mom out there is getting up and making, you know, a 5-course breakfast before school? You're unicorns. That's who's doing that. Those crazy unicorn moms are doing that. Okay, Crystal Rose asks about self-care. Crystal, you don't watch my videos. That's how I feel. How do you manage eating well, exercising, and pampering yourself? I don't eat well, exercise, or pamper myself. You ever seen these roots? I haven't got my hair done at least 6 months. I need to. I look like a shaggy dog. I do not like people touching my feet, even though they're horrid. I don't get pedicures. I don't spend money on purses or clothing, and I don't exercise or eat well. I suck at all things like that. I have decided I really want Botox, which is kind of like putting lipstick on a pig. Really? It's going to do nothing, but it's like a one trip to the doctors, and I'm like, I feel better about myself without having to eat well, exercise, drink water, make all those tough, hard decisions. So I'll let you guys know if I go through with it. My luck, I'll be super allergic to it and my like face will melt off or something because that's the kind of stuff that's the kind of stuff that happens to me. Okay, Carrie asked about my contractor situation. So I feel really bad, but I sent my contractor, as you guys know, we were doing renovations, and the first contractor sort of took our money and then we didn't hear from him, and then he wasn't showing up, and then he wasn't responding to calls. So I made like this, you know, when you see those like pedophile alert like images on Facebook, and it's like, beware, this pedophile is moving to your neighborhood. I made one like that, only it was like, beware, contractor scam. And I had his picture, which I found online, and I like totally snooped his wife's Facebook page and his Facebook page and everything. And yeah, I sent it to his wife as a message saying that if they didn't pay the money, I was going to post it on Facebook and I was going to tag all their friends and family. And it was like, this guy ripped me off and he ripped off my children and everything. So it was pretty hardcore. And the next day he paid me. So that's right. That's how I did it. What about your husband? Is he clean and neat too? You know what? Joe is a lot cleaner than I am. He picks up after himself. When he gets ready in the bathroom, he puts everything back where it goes. He's a cricket, so he's pretty meticulous, but he like piles papers and stuff places until he has a chance to deal with it. But for the most part, he is a tidy guy. So I'm really lucky that way. That being said, he will never clean it. Like he'll tidy his own crap, but he'll never like mop a floor or clean a toilet or like wash something. Never. Laundry, he has no idea how to work the washing machine. So it's great that he's really tidy, but he also doesn't clean. You know what I'm saying? I hope you feel me on that one. He's a great guy, but he just, I don't know. I'm over that. Best relationship advice. Okay. I don't know. I'm not sure if I have the best relationship to be giving advice. We get along. You know what it is about Joe and I? We complement each other really well, like as a partner, as like a partnership, if that makes sense. So all the things I really suck at, he is amazing at. And all the things he's not so great at, I am good at. So that way we really balance each other. We make an excellent team when we want to accomplish projects or do things like in life. It's awesome. So that's great, but we have nothing in common, like nothing. So we don't like the same movies, we don't like the same TV shows. We like Game of Thrones, but who doesn't like Game of Thrones? Am I right? So we have to, I guess this is relationship advice. We have to sort of make time to compromise and spend time with each other, even when we don't want to, my friends. So I hate hockey, which is so anti-Canadian, I know. But that's like, I'll sit down and watch a hockey game. He hates like the stuff I like to do, but he'll do it with me just so we can spend time together. And sometimes you have to compromise. And sometimes for the sake of a relationship, you have to like, you know, grin and bear some things. And it's not always awesome. It's not always like, la, 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 life is great. We've been together 15 years and it's like a roller coaster. So there are times when I'm just like, why did I marry you? Oh my God. But then if I hold that and I wait through, then it's amazing again. And it's like, you're the greatest thing ever. And so I think sometimes people bail out of a relationship when it's low, when if you just ride the tide, it's amazing again. And it goes back high. Now, not if there's abusive relationships or something like that, but I think in long-term relationships, you fall in and out of love with your partner over and over and over again. And maybe I'm totally wrong. I am not a relationship expert, just as my husband. But I would suggest that. Have I ever struggled with depression? And how does that affect my house? So Jenna asked if I ever struggle with depression. This is like a touchy subject for me because I definitely have anxiety. I think I had depression after Milo because he was colicky and he cried nonstop. And I was just overwhelmed and I didn't really want to have a third to begin with. I hate saying that out loud, but that's the honest truth. It just threw a monkey wrench in my whole plans of life. And he was so colicky and he didn't sleep well. He didn't sleep for more than like 2 hours at a time and he cried nonstop. And I felt like something in me like snapped. You know what I mean? Like I felt like my old me just went away, and I'll never be the same. I really won't. I'll never be as energetic and happy and positive as I was. So I don't know, is that depression? Am I still depressed? I don't know. I feel generally happy. I don't have like dark thoughts or anything, but I find like the zest for life is less than it was. With each child, they suck a little joy out of you. You give birth, you lose some joy. And so I'm definitely less joyful. And I have social anxiety for sure. So I used to take medication for it. I used to take lorazepam, clonazepam, whatever it's called. And I just found like it numbed me a little bit, I guess. And so I felt not like myself at all. So instead I did cognitive behavioral therapy for my extreme anxiety. And that really did help. I still have anxiety. Like if we have to go to a wedding, any social event, I'm like a raging maniac before we go because I don't want to go. And I don't want to go and I get heart palpitations and I'm there and I'm like, I don't want to talk to any of you people. You all suck. I want to go home. I want to watch Netflix. And then usually I end up having a good time if I can find somebody who's like somewhat normal to talk to, but I don't like really leaving the house. So I have some anxiety issues for sure. Okay, sorry. So many of you were like, I feel you on the child thing, sucking your life, the joy out of your life. I feel better. I do. I feel better. How do I get not stressed about cleaning all the time? And what do I do? Okay, when you tidy up one day and the next day you don't, and it's just like a mess, I get that. Oh my gosh. But I think that's part of like just living, just being like a human. Things get messy again, and cleaning's so mundane, isn't it, you guys? Like you do laundry one day, the next day there's other clothes that are dirty, or you make dinner and then you have to clean it up, and then people are hungry like 3 hours later. It's so annoying. It's so repetitive. That's just life, though. It's just part of life. And I think when you change your perspective about it, you're like, oh my gosh, I just cleaned. I got to clean again. It's not like something you could do once and it stays clean. But I think that's the difference between cleaning and organizing. When you set up an organizing system, like, you know what I'm saying, like little drawer dividers or labeled little, I don't know, some sort of organizing thingy, it's easier for that space to stay clean longer. And that's really the secret. That's the whole reason I started organizing in the first place, was like, I am sick of picking up these kids' toys every day. And then it just looks like a mess the next day. Like, how can I make this stay tidy? And it was finding organizing solutions. It was like sorted toy bin systems and all that stuff that transformed my home. It still gets messy, but it never gets like kaboom. And the reason is totally organization. So that's why I'm really passionate about, obviously, organizing, even though I'm not an organized person, because it saves you time. It saves you from having to like repeat the same boring tasks over and over again. It's like beating your head against a wall when you could set up a system and have to do it half as much, right? So that's why I love it. How do I feel about, Isabel asked, how do I feel about my YouTube fame? So funny because I'm so not famous. 200,000 subscribers seems like a lot, but it's really not in the grand, I mean, there's billions of people in the world. So it isn't like, you know, I would leave the house and people are like, oh, it's Cass from Clinton. Nobody knows who I am. And I'm okay with that because I would never leave the house. There have been times where people have seen me in public, like a handful of times, and I always want to die when that happens. I feel really uncomfortable because those are always the times I look my absolute worst. You know, I never look fab when I leave the house, but those are the times where I'm like really rocking like a horrible like nappy bun on the side of my head and probably haven't showered and I'm wearing like pajama pants. That's the time people come up to me. So yeah, anyways. You're big enough to be listed on Sling TV. I don't know who that is. I don't know what Sling TV is. I don't know what that is. Okay, so I am going to answer a couple more quick questions off the Facebook page that you guys posted. There was like over 80 of them. It's crazy. A lot of mealtime hacks, a lot of mealtime questions and meal planning. Here's me being completely honest with you. I am not, I meal plan our dinners every night, but I'm not a great cook. I'm like pretty lousy at it. And it's not for lack of like, it's from lack of trying. Like, it's not from lack of like ability. It's just because it's such a pain in the butt. When I was first married and first like, putting on my apron and being a mom and doing the wife thing, I gave it my all. And I made like meals and nobody wanted to eat it. And they all complained. And, and then I clean up this whole big supper dishes myself. And I'm like, this sucks. This isn't fair. So now I'll make like 2 big meals a week. That's it. We have fried egg sandwiches probably once a week. We have grilled cheese and soup. We have like sandwiches and salad because I don't enjoy cooking. It isn't a passion of mine. It does not bring me happiness. I get resentful having to clean up from these big meals. And when I do make a big meal, I always make sure that I cook like triple the meat so that I can, like if I'm having, I don't know, spaghetti one day, I'll cook 3 times the ground beef so we can have tacos the next night and we can have like quesadillas with the leftover, or chili the next night, or quesadillas with the leftovers. You know what I'm saying? Like I always, if we have a roast, we'll have stir fry or beef stew the next night so I don't have to cook again. So I'm always like, how can I work as little as possible? You're seeing a trend here. My whole life is about trying to just streamline the amount of time I have to do this mundane mom crap because I don't enjoy it. I would rather play a game with them or do a craft with them or, do something that is fun than cook and clean all the time. So I'm trying to find like easy ways of getting around that. And if we have to eat sandwiches twice a week, whatever. So be it. Happy mom. That's what happens out of this. Happy mom. Get my husband to cook. I'm just not going to say anything about that comment. Listen, I don't know if you guys have met Joe before. Joe's a funny guy. He is brilliant, smart, but he doesn't have a lot of a personality and he doesn't do anything that he doesn't want to do. I mean, you cannot make that guy, you cannot make him do anything that he does not want to do. And I knew that before I married him, and I love him anyways. And I married that guy, and I'm not going to change him. He is not that husband that's like going to sing in the kitchen while we prepare dinner together. It's not happening. It's not him. He's not going to sing. He rarely smiles. He is so the opposite of me in every single solitary way. My kids call him the robot because it's just like all his emotions are the same. And he's kind and sweet and loving and an awesome guy. But he's just, there's things he doesn't do. Cooking, cleaning, anything it's uncomfortable for him in any way. It's pretty much the things he won't do. But he gives us so much. Like he's an excellent provider. And he's so good at things that he does well. And I mean, I'm never gonna do, I don't know, rewiring our house or fixing the internet when it's broken or fixing my blog when the host is whatever. I don't even know, some website jargon that I don't know that he speaks. So we all have our things that we're good at. Okay, Leanne's like, how do you get your husband to help with housework? Just see the previous question there. Okay. I'm looking for more. A lot of cooking questions. You guys. Oh, the fly lady. Last question I'm going to take off of here and then I'll answer some of you guys. So a lot of you have asked me if I've ever read the Fly Lady books because our cleaning styles are similar. You know what? I've never read the Fly Lady, but so many people said something to me about her. I don't even own the book. Isn't that so bad? But I have gone to the website and I totally see the similarities. And I think that method has worked for so many people. And so I'm a big supporter of a Fly Lady, even though I haven't read those books myself. I think she's all about cleaning your sink every day or something, making sure your sink is shiny, which I think is a really cool motto to have. Okay. Oh my gosh, I love all these questions. I'm going to go back and see if you guys have any questions. Tammy, is this an old one? How do I stay motivated? How do I stay motivated? Am I motivated? Am I a motivated person? I don't know. I think my husband really does. My husband has like really high expectations of people, including himself and including me. So I don't have really any expectations at all. But I think having someone in your life that expects more from you than you even expect from yourself is motivating. So it's motivating for me to keep going. So as a stay-at-home mom, I wanted to be a stay-at-home so bad when we first had kids. And he was like, well, you have to earn a full-time income. You can't be a stay-at-home mom. We need 2 incomes. And it wasn't even like well, maybe I'll take a second job. He wasn't like, maybe we'll just, it was like, no, you have to earn a full-time income. So it was like the expectation that I'm a stay-at-home mom, but I also work full-time, and I'm dumb and I didn't know any better. So I had to create a job. So I started doing daycare. And then, I started doing this blog thing, and he's like, well, I know you like the blog, but until it earns a full-time income, you got to still do your daycare. So, I did both until I was earning as much from this or more than I was from the daycare that I could let the daycare go. And now he's still like, that's great that, you're doing this, but what's next? Like, I know you wrote a book, but what are you working on now? Like, what's next? And so it's annoying. It's a little bit irritating, but his super high expectations for me actually motivate me to get more done than I ever would without them, if that makes sense. Like, I'd probably just be I'd just be whatever, doing whatever. I don't even know. But there's expectations that I accomplish other things. And so I try to, and I'm just constantly trying to better myself. I guess every day I'm like, I don't know, finding ways to accomplish more and to do more in the time that I'm allowed. So I find like shortcuts for different things, so I have more time for these other cooler accomplishments over there. So the sky's the limit, you guys. I think all of us are capable of accomplishing so much more than we even think possible. Like, I never thought in a million years I'd be able to write a book, and I didn't even work that hard on it. If you've read it, you'll know what I mean. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like not as much as I thought it was going to be. And so the second one is the same thing, or like starting a blog or starting a YouTube channel. Anything that you think, starting your own business, if you want to do something in life, I think the idea is more overwhelming than the actual like steps it takes to accomplish said task. So my advice, if you are like, I want something bigger, something more out of life, is just to jump in with both feet and not to plan and not to overthink and overanalyze and like come up with a list or something. Just whatever it is that you want to do, just jump in with both feet, and you will probably fail and you will flounder and you will get up and you will try again. And, at the end of the day, you're going to have something pretty amazing to show for it. So that is my question and answer, I guess. I was super random, wasn't it? I appreciate all of you. Oh my gosh, some of you have stayed up so late to watch this. Thank you. Here in Canada, it's Eastern time, so it's almost 5 o'clock. My kids are gone to Grandma's house. Joe and I have a date night tonight. He hates going to the movie theaters, and I love it. So you see, relationship goals. He's taking me to the movies, probably to see Wonder Woman. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with Wonder Woman, and I had like Wonder Woman underwear and a t-shirt that I got for Christmas. I think I was 3, and I wore it every day, and I had the cuffs, and I had my lasso, my golden lasso, and my parents had to cut it off me in my sleep because I had worn it and not bathed. I refused to take it off, and it was like weeks, and it was real skanky, and so they cut it off me in my sleep. So I'm just a huge Wonder Woman fan, and I want to see it so bad. So Joe has no desire to do that, but he's going to do it anyways to make me happy. That's true love, isn't it? So anyways, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. And I have no idea how to shut this off, so you're going to bear with me for a second. Bye.